Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we'll copy the MySQL table from the on-premise database to the Azure SQL database. So I have done a very simple diagram here. My source would be the MySQL and the target would be Azure SQL. And we should have the Azure Data Factory. As our MySQL is inside the on-premise, so in order to connect the Azure Data Factory to the MySQL, so I should have the self-hosted integration runtime. So first of all, we should have the MySQL source, then the destination will be Azure SQL. So I think I already have the MySQL database. So I have to deploy the Azure SQL. And the second thing, once we deploy the Azure SQL, also you have to see and to download the self-hosted integration runtime setup file in our laptop to connect the MySQL. So what I'll do, first of all, let's go to the MySQL to check the connectivity from our laptop, whether I were able to connect or not. So you can see I have the MySQL workbench. So in order to connect the MySQL to check the connectivity, let me click on plus icon and we can give the any name like on MySQL. As the MySQL has installed in my laptop, the hostname would be 127.0.0.1. You can keep as rich, and the port number is also 3306. Username is root, and let me enter my password. So it means the MySQL connectivity is okay from my laptop. So now we have to go to the Azure to deploy the SQL database. So let's create SQL database here. You can select an existing resource group name, or you can, if you want to create a new one, also you can create that. On the database name, you can give example like dev underscore db, and the server you can select. You can create new one like MySQL db 202525. Uh, Location you can change it like the US is 2. Yeah, is US 2. And sir, there are multiple authentication methods available. If you want to authenticate using your Microsoft Enter ID, like the existing ID, you can do that. And if you want to use both SQL, means if you want to provide any local like the MySQL username and password, that can also work as well as the Microsoft Enter ID. You can work both way you can able to authenticate. I don't want to connect using the Enter ID or in both way. I just need the I can log into the MySQL local ID, so I can give the name like MySQL. That's what I can give here. Let me click on OK. Elastic pool is not required, so you can keep it as it is. No, and you can don't does not require for the protection, so you can keep the development one. And the size we can make it minimize. We don't require the heavy server, so you can take the basic one. Then let me click on apply. On the redundancy as you're doing for the learning, so we can take the locally run backup. We can use the public endpoint, publicly we can expose it and allow user service resource access the server. Okay, you can click on yes. Current client IP address, because I want to access this MySQL from a laptop also if required to testing. Okay, so I can click on yes. The security part we can keep it as it is, default one. If you want to load the existing data, the sample data inside the SQL database, you can keep it You can make it sample and you can continue, load the existing sample data. If you don't want, then you can just click on none. Okay, it's up to you. Tag and is not required. So for the learning, if you want to define the tag, you can define that. Now you can validate and deploy the SQL server. I think it will take another 2 minutes to deploy the SQL database. So let me pause here. So once completed this SQL database, so I'll back. So the MySQL, it's the deployment process in the progress. So in the meantime, you can go to the Azure Data Factory and go to the manage because we required the self-hosted integration runtime. So we have the default one. Okay, now you have to create the self-hosted runtime. So let me click on Azure and self-hosted. Let me click continue. And here you have to select self-hosted. Click on continue. So you can give the name like Azure for on-premise MySQL. Yeah, underscore is not accepting, so you can give hyphen. Okay, so now click on create. So here we have to download the integration runtime. So you just need to click on that, and once download the setup file, you have to set up it. And while doing the setup, it requires the authentication key to connect with the cloud. So you just need to authenticate it using this key. So first of all, let me download this integration runtime. Just let me click on download, and you can see here, if you click on download, there are multiple MSI files. So you have to take the latest one. Like this is the latest one. You can download that. I think I have already the setup file that is already downloaded. So let me go to the downloaded folder and let me set up it. Click on next, click on accept, next. We have to click on yes. Just click on OK. It's not required to change. Just click to close it. Click on finish. You have to click on yes. Now it will ask you to configure it. Okay, just copy the key. Let me copy the key. Any one of them you can copy. Okay, key 1 or key 2. Then we have to paste here. Click on register. Click on finish. If you have the proxy, then you have to configure that. As I'm doing for the my personal laptop, there is no any obstacle in my network, or there is no any proxy configure in my laptop. So that's the reason it is not required for me. But if you have the proxy server, then in that case, in order to connect, you have to configure the proxy. Okay. So let me click on close and let me go to the data factory to see whether it is connected or not. And I think it is. We have to refresh this page. Okay, let me refresh it. Yeah, you can see it's running. Okay, it is connected. Now go to author. Okay, Let me click on new data set. The data set would be MySQL. Click on continue. MySQL table, it's fine. MySQL table on premise. New and link service MySQL underscore on premise. IF on premise. The server name would be 127.0.0.1. So if you see here, I have the multiple database. So I have to copy the tables from this dev underscore db. So I have to mention here dev underscore db, and the username would be root. Password I have to enter. Okay. So just let me click on test so you can see whether it is connecting or not. Okay. Click on this test. Yeah. So the connection has been established successfully with the on-premise MySQL. So now click on create. So we can select any one of the table. Okay. So let me click on book. Click on OK. And this is also we can rename like the data set underscore MySQL table underscore on-premise. Click on OK. For the timing, the parameter is not required. Just click on preview and data, whether you are able to review the data or not. Okay, so just let me click on preview. Yeah, you can see you are able to read the data from the MySQL table, which is inside the on-premise and DB. That is, you are able to connect. So now we can create another data set for the our Azure SQL. So let me click on new data set, and it would be SQL Azure SQL Database. Okay, select Azure SQL Database. So we can mention here data set Azure SQL table. Click on new, and this is the part of the Azure. So in that case, we have to select the default integration runtime, and the link service name we can define like ls link service underscore Azure SQL Database one, and the free trial and server name would become automatic. Database name is also come automatic, and we have to use the our credential like the MySQL. Password would be, let me enter the password. I enter the password. Other thing we can keep as it is. Just let me test the connection, whether you are able to establish the connection or not. The connection has been established. Now let me click on create. So here table name is not required. Just click on OK. Let me publish all so that it can be saved. Now go to the pipeline. Let me give a new pipeline to copy the data. Pipeline we can mention PL underscore mys on premise MySQL to Azure SQL Database. The source would be ds my table on premise. The table we have already selected, the books. Okay, that we have already reviewed the data. We have already checked that. In the sink, we have to select the ds Azure SQL. So here, if you have the existing table, you can use that. But the existing table, the schema would be like it should be matched with the our on-premise table. So instead of creating the using the existing one, I want to create the table on the target. Yeah, you can see here. So what we'll do, the our cop table, the table from the on-premise that will be copy and inside the Azure database, Azure SQL database underscore and db dev underscore db. Under that, the table would be created automatically. Okay, click it publish. Something is table is required for the copy activity. Let me click that. Yes. Schema name would be dev underscore db and table name you can give as a T1. Okay, let me click and publish. So under dev underscore db, the T1 table should be copied. I mean T1 table would be created. Okay, if you see here before running the pipeline, if you go to the database, the MySQL, the Azure SQL database, let me go to the server name. We can just validate that. What are the tables are present inside the DB. Yes, be now click on query editor. Let me enter the password. Use dev underscore db. So tables. I think so tables is not working inside the Azure SQL DB. Yeah. So there is no any table T1 something like that which is not present. Okay. So as per our pipeline underscore that under db dev underscore db, our T1 table should be created. Okay. So now let's me go to the pipeline and let me go to and let me debug that. It's in the process. Just let me refresh here. Yeah, you can see underscore db underscore db. Our T1 table is created, and if you try to run it, select underscore select from dev underscore db and T1. Okay, let me run it. Sorry. Yeah, so we are able to copy the data from the on-premise to the SQL database, Azure SQL database through the Azure Data Factory. If you see here also, so we can validate, right? Let me validate from the on-premise side. So if you see, like whatever the data is present inside the on-premise MySQL, that is successfully copied to the Azure SQL database. So it is very simple and very straightforward, the Azure Data Factory pipeline. So you can use that to, if you want to copy the data from the on-premise to Azure SQL database. And if you face any difficulties, please comment uh, on the my video so I can take a look and reply on that. Okay, so thank you guys.